think one thing that that you can do is obviously we want to kind of stuff the head. That's kind of always our first thing, because if you don't stuff the head, like if you don't have good baseline defense, your scrambling isn't as effective. So that's one thing that I put a lot of work into, is just getting good baseline defense so that I can use my scrambling more effectively. A lot of times, like, you'll see people as soon as somebody shoots in on their leg, they're trying to dive underneath and roll. But you know, the higher level you get, the harder that is to do. And if you just stuff their head and then wrestle from that position, then you can be a bigger threat to my opponent. And the reason I want to get so good at wrestling when somebody's in on my legs is because that'll allow me to be more confident on my feet, taking risks. Because a lot of times, here you go, real quick. A lot of times, people will just wrestle and they're just so afraid of getting out of position that they're not willing to put themselves and take risks and do what they need to do in order to get to the leg and to score points. So for me, I'm really confident when somebody is on my legs, so I'm not as afraid of people getting to my legs. But if I'm so afraid that every time somebody gets to my legs they're going to take me down, then I'm not going to probably open up as much and be as offensive and creative. So that's part of it. So we'll start just a high crotch. One thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stuff the head here, and I'm stuffing the elbow. So if I stuff the head but I don't stuff the elbow, it can still reach across, get to a double leg, and start cutting the corner. And it's basically just like the strength of my arm versus the strength of his body. And he's probably going to win that. So I'm stuffing, and I'm planting my chest right on the upper part of his back, and I'm not necessarily throwing my leg back right away. So I'm trying to squeeze his chest, or his whole back between my chest and my knee. Now from here, I'm going to take my hand that's on his head in this position, and I'm going to go to his waist. If I can grab his wrist, that's really good too. But sometimes you just have to kind of keep this pinch for a second. So just a high crouch, pull, I'm here, and I'm squatting down. All the weight is kind of on my heels at this point. I'd say like maybe in the middle of my foot. Now I'm going to reach underneath, try to grab his wrist, or if I can't, just get his waist. And then I'm going to tuck my outside knee underneath, right past his elbow up here. Now from this position, he's not really going to score me anymore. So I'm going to grab his ankle or his thigh. I like to grab his ankle if I can. And then I'm just going to roll across my back here. And then I end up on top, right here. So now once I'm on top, he still has my leg. So there's different things that we can do from here. One is just to cross face and extend our leg back to behind. Another one would be to start attacking this high crotch cradle. For now, I would say just cross face, extend your leg, and finish behind, as we're probably going to get into some of those cradles later. So again, use the high crotch, pull on here. I'm stuffing his head first, so his head's down, and then I'm going to his waist or to his wrist. This time I'll go to his waist. Now, before we grab his ankle, it's really important that we tuck this knee behind his arm. Because now, if my knee's tucked behind his arm, I don't have to use my arm anymore. Now I'm going to grab his shoelace, pull his heel to his butt, roll, come back to the cross face, extend my leg back, and spin behind. So a little bit faster, it'll look like this. So it's just important that you tuck your knee behind his arm so that he can't reach up and cut across. And it's important that you pull his heel to his butt, because that's his post. So if I just try to roll without grabbing this, or without kind of trapping this, then he still has this post. So I want to tuck, and you kind of got to roll fast to create some momentum. Because if I try to roll slow with this one, like the guy can kind of set his arm out. So I want to create a little bit of a speed roll. kind of tip like off my back a little bit. Like as I'm going, I'm like extending my legs out and getting on top into a cross face. Anybody have any questions?